My name is Jordan Vickers, and today I got with me.
The Portland Kevin. What's up, internet friends?
And today we are talking about an old classic, Donkey Kong Country. Uh, Man, this game, it feels like it's been out forever now, and it practically has. It's one of the first video games I kind of remember waiting for, just like, oh, I can't wait till this comes out, sort of deal. What about you, Kevin?
Yeah, I think I this is the game that I can think of that I was anticipating for the first time and knew about before it was coming. So it was the first game that didn't just show up on store shelves or suddenly start to get talked about on the playground, and I would learn about it there. It was something that was promoted and advertised to me before it was released, and that was definitely not something I was used to seeing. But it was also promoted in a very unique way, I think.
Yeah, it seems like before Donkey Kong Country, most games you would hear about incoming via like Nintendo Power or some other magazine, like in particular. Rarely it was like advertised on TV, and this is like the dawn of the internet coming into households. We're still a good couple years away from that being a real household thing. I kind of surprised at how much they were like, "Hey, this game is coming." And there was something I showed to you earlier. I'm like, "Hey, did you ever watch this?" And your response was like, "Oh man, that flooded like a bunch of memories."
Yeah, I was
Somehow,
I was already thinking about it, but when you sent me the link, I got to rewatch it all over again and just relive actually watching it rather than thinking about it.
yeah, I rewatched it too, and in my head, I was like, I couldn't place the guy's name, the host. So, but in my head, it was like, was that Polly Shore? Because he
No,
had like,
looking back, it was not Pauly Shore, but
yeah,
yeah,
because in my head, I remember like the curly haircut and stuff, and like
yeah,
backwards baseball cap. For those that don't know what we're talking about this VHS tape called Donkey Kong Country Exposed. And what they did was they went ahead and they went backstage of Rare and had this guy host and everything. And this was edited to be shown in mass. You
yeah.
can tell because it's really goofy. Everyone in this thing is holding a banana at all times. And they
Someone's walking around holding a banana, eating a banana, whatever. Like they really jumped into character with this.
yeah, it's goofy as fuck, and you can find it on YouTube for free. Again,
Yeah,
it's called Donkey Kong Country Exposed, and it's a short 13-minute video. It's kind of a blast from the past,
hmm
and my aunt had this. She had this, but didn't have the game. So when we were at her house, I just watched this thing over and over, going, "I really want to play this so badly." Uh,
Do you
the
know
other,
how she got it?
I think her ex husband gave it to her,
Okay.
and her ex husband also gave her a copy of A Link to the Past temporarily. So, like, it was at her house at one point in time, and then it wasn't.
Uh huh.
And that just like broke my heart because that was a really cool game. It was one I couldn't get my hands on until way later in life,
Yeah.
personally, because I didn't have a Super Nintendo. Um, Donkey Kong Country is one of those games that I had to go to someone else's house to play it.
hmm
And for me personally, like the VHS tape was a promo video as well. Like the game wasn't even out yet, but when it was, I still couldn't play it until one of my grandparents had it like my grandparents had a Super Nintendo for me and my cousins to play with whenever they were babysitting us.
Yeah, yeah. I had a very unique way of getting exposed to just the idea of Donkey Kong Country. I remember just thinking back about this game had me thinking about other stuff, and that's because first of all, I didn't really have any concept of who Donkey Kong was. I was never exposed to the Donkey Kong game, so that's not how I was introduced to Mario. Never had it on NES, never played it in arcades, but when I was 9 years old, we were at the Oregon State Fairgrounds, and there was this big black trailer that was parked in the parking lot. And my dad and I saw it and walked up to it and was like, "What is this thing?" And it was just like parked on the edge of the fairgrounds. And we walked up to it and saw like, "Oh, they've got a video game in there. Let's check it out." And it was Donkey Kong Country. And they were giving away these VHS tapes to promote it. And I also remember they were like wrapped in wrapping paper, but the wrapping paper was the jungle trees that you see in the first level. So it was very strange, and they let you play the game like the first level and check it out, and then take this tape home and just I watched it over and over and over. So the anticipation for it was just like watching this 13-minute commercial over and over and over and wondering what it was. Never mind just like having all of the tech promo stuff just glazing over my head. I didn't know what any of that meant, just that it looked cool and that it was coming later. So it looked like a game that didn't belong on the Super Nintendo because it looked so good and unreal compared to everything else.
Yeah. They talk about things that go completely over a child's head, even
Yeah.
though this was 100% meant for a child. They talk about wireframing and texture mapping, and they use like the models of DK and Diddy Kong, and it looks so good. It's so weird because you're like, wow, I didn't know the original model for Donkey Kong from Donkey Kong Country had so
Yeah.
many wires on it. I figured it'd be like 10, you know?
Well, the idea was that they model these characters on a computer that obviously isn't the Super Nintendo, and then they take screenshots of whatever position they want them in, and those screenshots are used as the sprites in the game. So you're going to pretty much see the same kind of thing happening in Mortal Kombat, where they have images of the characters in certain poses, and they change the pose on those characters to then make the animation, and that's what you see in the game. So it all looks like it's in 3D, but it's really not in 3D. They're still just sprites. It's really just a great way of fooling you into thinking that it's 3D. So as a kid, I didn't care. It was just awesome looking, and that's all that mattered.
Yeah. It really did look pretty fucking cool back as a kid. Now it's like weird. It's like one step below Toy Story or story on a like old Nintendo and
Well, yeah, it was a couple of years before Toy
yeah.
Story 2.
Yeah, that yeah. Uh but I do remember the levels just looking so vibrant, and there's something kind of cool about the plastic look it has today. It almost does feel like a toy box scenario sort of thing. Um, yeah, going back to the tape though, like it really did make you crave this game because they showed a ton in this game. They
Yeah.
showed you like all the animals you could ride. They showed you some secret levels. They showed you some tricks, and it as a kid you're just like, I want to play it right now. But I finally get a hold of the game, and I mostly only played it at my grandparents' place, and my cousins, whenever they were over and I wasn't, I swear they deleted my save. So
No.
I couldn't beat this game until later in life, not too much farther, like only a few years, when they ported it to the Game Boy Color. And
Oh,
then it
really?
was like mine, and I could just fucking finally beat this monstrosity.
Yeah.
Uh, Not to mention, I was a bit younger. I was like second grade. That would be like 8 years old, I think.
Hmm.
So my skills were still developing, and I could never beat Fine Valley, like which is the third world of the game.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where the difficulty starts to sort of ramp up. Like I feel like Vine Valley is um that's one of those levels that you could easily forget if you were good enough to just sort of breeze through it. But I can see some spots in it that would really stop you in your tracks and impede your progress. The When I got it, uh, I remember going to I think we were in the Portland area. I grew up in Salem, but we ended up going to the Portland area for some reason this time, and my dad knew that I wanted this for my birthday, which was going to be at the end of November, and the game released on November 21st of '94. So this is 1994. I was turning 10, and I wanted Donkey Kong Country. He knew I did because I had the VHS that we got at the state fair in the summertime. So I had been watching this thing over and over for 3 months. I'm sure of it, and he and I went to, of all places, Sears to go get Donkey Kong Country. And if you don't know what Sears is, it was a department store that went out of business a long time ago. But picture Macy's with like an appliance section and an electronics section, and they sell video games in the electronics section. So of course, like we go to Sears, we walk our way through the men's department and then through the women's department. I giggle as I walk by the lingerie, of course, and then we go to the electronics section and get Donkey Kong Country, probably in the same area that you get your photo taken. So um, it was a very weird thing to think about, going to Sears to get a video game, but people did it in the '90s. I kind of miss that kind of thing, but it was like a cross between Macy's and Walmart. So I have that vivid memory of going there, getting Donkey Kong Country, and it came packaged with the Nintendo official strategy guide, and so I got that too. And all the way home, I just read that over and over and over. Even though I couldn't play the game, I just read the strategy guide over and over. And uh, finally, when we got home, my dad turned around and looked in the back of the van and said, like, "Hey, you're reading that? That's your birthday present. Put that away."
Oh man. So you got it and you still had to wait for your actual
I
birthday.
still had to wait for my actual birthday, which was like a week and a half. But still, I was really excited for this thing. I also, for some reason, I was playing with some sort of glitter glue in the car, and so I got some of it on one of the pages of an
Oh.
Octorok in there, or like whatever the Croctopus. That's what they were called, the Croctopus. And so like at any point after that, whenever I looked at that page, there was glitter on the Croctopus, and I remember like, how did I do that? What did I do? Like, but it was in there, and I would follow that strategy guide to try and find every single secret in the game. But even then, like at the age of 10, I didn't know what to look for exactly in the strategy guide. So when I couldn't play the game, I would just look over that booklet over and over because I loved it that much.
Yeah. I didn't get a strategy guide. I had to try and find everything myself. And this game nowadays seems so forgiving with how many ways you can get one ups. But back then,
Yeah.
it was kind of mind blowing how many bonus levels there were. There was at least one in every stage.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that one was like just really fucking interesting on just like exploring secrets in a game. Um, it really felt like they opened up a brand new door that I think was only rivaled by Mario games at the time. On like, here's a secret, and the only other thing I could compare it to is like Mortal Kombat games. Like they were kind of legendary on hey, if you jump on this thing on this certain way, you can like go over to the screen and there's a barrel and it sends you to a another bonus area, and that bonus area is really hard because you got to stomp on like two fucking quick alligators that just get faster and faster.
Yeah. Yeah. I was replaying it. I was just like trying to run through some of my favorite levels, and there was a bonus level that had that. They had the two claptraps that were like running back and forth on the screen, and if you get bit by them, the bonus level's over. But if you actually jump on top of them, then they spit out bananas. And she goes, "So this is the game you just like jump on top of alligators and they spit bananas?" It's like, well, this is a bonus level, but like, to an adult it that has never seen this before, it will look very weird. But for a kid, it's kind of like, oh, this is Donkey Kong Country. This is just like, Donkey Kong is fighting all of the reptiles that have stolen his bananas, and this is how you get them back. That's it.
Yeah, it kind of makes you question how many bananas Donkey Kong has because like every bonus level is just a minefield of like piles and piles of bananas, and you're like, these are all going to go bad by the time you can eat like just a quarter of them. Like,
Yeah.
ah. But speaking of favorite levels, like, yes, this might be a weird blasphemy on my end, but I kind of really like the minecart levels.
What? That's not blasphemy. Like, those are great levels.
A
Yeah.
lot of people hate these levels. They're
What?
like, I hate the minecart levels so much. And I was thinking about this the other day. Minecart levels are a weird cliche in video games when you say so.
I don't know. Like, it depends on how often they occur, because I don't feel like I see them all that often. And when you do, like, they're just sort of an accent to what the game already is. Like, they're pretty much, in shooters, they're like an elevator sequence in a sense, because you're on a platform that is moving, and you start to get attacked by waves of enemies, and you don't have anywhere to go, so you just have to like fight your way out of this situation, rather than run away from enemies and whatever. But these particular minecart levels are instead platforming challenges where you can't stop moving. So you're just automatically moving at a certain pace, and you have to time your jumps properly, and there's no real control of stopping. So you can't, like, you can't really mess up in terms of like, oh, I missed a jump, let me go back and try again. If you miss a jump here, you're probably just going to lose a life and have to start the level over again. But that's just the first minecart level, because there are two. In the second minecart level, instead of jumping with the minecart, you jump out of the minecart. And so that
Yeah.
creates a different kind of platforming level, where you jump in to the minecart, and that acts as a platform that moves. And when you jump again, it just you jump out of it. So now they've like taken their idea from a minecart level and turned it on its head. So instead of thinking of it as like part of your character. Now your character is on top of it. So it's a different kind of thing. And it made me realize that they are not really afraid to just like put out an idea for a level and then never use it again. They very rarely repeat ideas throughout the whole game. And that kind of it shows how much they believe in an idea, that they were just like, yeah, we're just going to do it once, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's fine.
Yeah. Where I was trying to go with it though was like,
Oh yeah, sorry to derail you.
uh, do you realize where minecart levels come from?
No.
Uh, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, which I find kind of funny because that is like out of the original trilogy,
Yeah,
that's the least liked out of the entire trilogy. But the more you think about it, the more like Temple of Doom is like a video game ass movie.
it is. Yeah, yeah. There are stages. There are different areas for Indiana Jones to go to, and the mine cart is definitely a sequence that has that. Yeah,
Yeah, it feels like we wouldn't have minecart levels at all if it wasn't for that movie.
that's a great point. Yeah,
But as for other levels, the music plays a huge part of it, and like aquatic ambience. Like the first time you go into a water level is like uh so tranquil, and it just that it's one of the songs that just gets stuck in your head.
it's beautiful. Yeah, I have to really credit David Wise, the composer, for creating just the soul of Donkey Kong Country, and he really captured that. And the aquatic ambience is like the track that I think of when I think of like the music for Donkey Kong Country. And talking about favorite tracks, like you really, it was the reason for replaying a lot of these levels. One of the biggest ones was just to listen to the music over and over because I loved it that much as well.
Yeah, uh, and, and some of it's just more ambiance than anything. One of the best levels in the game, Snow Barrel Blast, doesn't
Yeah.
really have so much music, but like this ominous beat behind the background
Well,
that's
I
just
think
very sparse.
overall that is one of the best designed levels in the game. Just as far as like talking about everything that goes into it, it is a later stage. It's a later level in a later stage. Actually, no, no. It is the first stage in one of the second half of the levels that you go to, and it is punishingly hard. But if you can master it, you can beat it. However, there is a workaround that like you can get this secret barrel that will just let you skip the big challenge that is in that level too. However, the music, first of all, is incredibly good. It has that ambience as you talked about, where there's like this ominous snowstorm coming,
Yeah.
and every time it snows here in Portland, I and I have to go driving somewhere. I put that on in the car because it just kind of it kind of keeps me calm and stuff, and I like listening to it, and it's just fitting to listen to that when you're looking at snow. So I love that, as well as the way the level progresses. As you when you start the level, it is just clear skies. There's nothing going on in the background, and as you hit certain points in the level, the background changes, and over time you start to see the snowstorm come in. And at first it starts snowing in the background, then it turns gray in the background, and the mountain that's in the background turns gray, and then the mountain disappears in the snow that is falling in the background, and then it like comes closer, and another layer of the background gets snow coming down, and then eventually you get snow coming in the foreground of the screen, and it's harder to see everything. So the progression that you see happen over the course of this level is awesome because it tells a story of the snowstorm coming in.
Yes. And like you said, I think this might be a masterclass in like level design period,
Yeah.
both aesthetically and like in actual gameplay.
Oh yeah,
Because
we didn't even talk about the barrels.
yeah,
Yeah,
the barrels in this stage, going back to Vine Valley, like the stage that really tripped me up a bunch as a kid was the one where you are using a lot of barrels and you're learning timing skills. And while I sucked as a kid, I'm now super good at like getting the rhythm and flow of timing with
yeah,
platforms and barrel shooting and things of that nature.
yeah.
It's why I'm really hard to hit on the road.
Oh, the barrel blasting levels in this game were the ones that I would replay the most because they were so much fun to like get the timing right and then see Donkey Kong or Diddy Kong fly across the screen,
Yes.
and you would it felt like the kind of a speed that you get out of Sonic the Hedgehog, and
Yes.
that's that made it feel so good. The only level that I didn't replay a lot for the barrel blasting was Snow Barrel Blast because I was terrified of the challenge.
Yeah, it goes quickly because a lot of barrels spin, and that is the part that trips everyone up a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. They spin and then they spin faster and faster, and it's just really daunting to see. So Snow Barrel Blast is that level that it starts off like any other platforming level, but then the second half of it has that long gauntlet of just spinning barrel after spinning barrel that you have to shoot Donkey Kong out of. And if you get the timing wrong, he just like falls off the screen and you lose life and you have to start over again.
Yeah, I wonder. I have a slight obsession with ASMR, and I wonder if the barrel blasting is like a first indicator of that. Because when you get a rhythm going, you're just like pow, pow,
Yeah,
pow, pow, and it's so fucking satisfying.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
uh, and then like other levels, the stop and go mechanic,
Oh man.
in that's so tricky, but that's one of the ones you can also skip if you know where to go.
See,
You,
I didn't know like where to skip that one.
yeah, I think you just kind of go left at the beginning and jump on a barrel, if I remember right.
Really?
I'm pretty damn sure that's one that you could skip because I remember skipping it a lot as a kid, but then as an adult, like I fucking got this. I
That's
know
a
what
new
to do.
secret that I had no idea existed. Wow.
No.
Yeah. But like that level, that level terrified me. This is probably my first exposure to any sort of survival horror game, but I I feel like this is definitely like it is skirting that boundary of a horror level because you have to run through this level and touch the barrels that turn red or green, and they automatically change back to green after a certain time. And so you have to keep tapping them whenever and like reaching them and hitting them to turn them red again. And if they're green, the guys like the rock monsters come to life and they start to walk around, and if you touch them, you get killed. There's no beating them whatsoever. You can't jump on their heads or anything. And so I was so scared of these guys. And also, like, I would beat the minecart level, and that was really hard for me as a kid. And then I'd get to this level and get killed. And I'd be like, God damn it, now I gotta go all the way back. Not realizing that I should have gone to the save point after the previous level and just saved my game. But I I would have to go back and like start over, replay the previous level again, get to this, lose all of my lives, start over, and so like for a long time I was stuck with these guys, and I finally made it all the way through, but I was really scared of these.
Yeah, this game kind of teaches you how to cheese save states
Yeah,
a lot. But I remember as a kid, like you were either hoping to see one of two things. If it wasn't Candy's shop where you could save, you were looking for funky flights.
yeah,
So you can go to another level and fucking save.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I think
and
Candy may have screwed up a lot of people with how they feel about certain female anatomy, but let's not
I,
go into that.
I'm pretty sure Sonic is king when it comes to that type of shit. Uh,
Just like
like
it,
Rouge of the Bat, like awakened a
yeah.
lot of people back in the day, and
Okay, yeah, yeah. But as a 10-year-old seeing Candy on screen, I don't know. Like, I'm sure I was thinking something. Anyway, Funky's though, like Funky Kong, that character, he had a great theme. I would like go to his flight depot and just sit there and listen to the music for a minute.
I'm so glad you said that because I was going to mention it. I think Funky's Flight is secretly a boss theme that was misplaced.
Oh no, it's
Like,
too upbeat. It's way too upbeat to be a boss theme.
I disagree. I think it really gets to a point where if you actually just listen to the whole soundtrack on itself,
Yeah.
it sounds like I should be going toe to toe against a boss right now. It 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 if I was a skateboarder, I would skateboard to that music. You did talk about some memories about like your dad and waiting a week and a half once when you even had a game, which to me is like child abusement at that point.
No, no. I just got to pick my birthday present. That's it.
Yeah. Well, like it's weird those rare times when you know what your birthday present is
Yeah.
and you're just waiting and you're like, oh, because to you, a week and a half when you have that thing you want so badly,
Yeah.
it's like torture. It's forever. Um, but is there any other memories this kind of sparks in you, or like not even within the game itself, but just kind of surrounding the game? Like,
Well,
did
like,
you ever watch the show by chance?
no, I never watched the show. The best memories I have are just our family playing this game together, and like my sister Karen would want me to just play the game for her so I could get to the minecart level and she could play the minecart level because she loved that. And then when we got to that level and she would finish it, she would just go back and play that one over and over. So I ended up just having a game save that got only to the second group of levels and saved there. So then she could just turn it on, go back and just play that level over and over. And I'd be like, "You want to keep playing the other ones?" Nope, no, we're just gonna keep playing this one. Like, okay, it's fine. Just keep going.
Yeah, I kind of forgot till you mentioned it. There's a two-player aspect you can do on this game.
There is, and there are two different kinds of two-player modes.
Modes. Yeah. One where you can just play it, take turns on the stage. Like once when both Diddy and Donkey are done, you're done. Or one player can be Donkey Kong and the other can be Diddy, but not at the same time,
Right.
which probably would have broken the game. I don't think the game could have handled having two characters running around at the same time.
No, you'd have to like figure out split screening stuff and like rendering everything twice.
Oh,
So,
there's
uh,
no split screening stuff. It would be whoever is at the far right trying to move forward, but they can't because whoever's on the left end of the area hasn't gotten close to you yet. That's how it would have gone.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, like you, like two people uh, have control over one of the two characters, or the other way is you just have two pairs of Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, and one person gets the red team, the other person gets the yellow team, and you have to fight over whoever gets the red team because that's the better one.
Yeah. And now that you mention it, I remember one thing. Did you ever complete this game 100%? Because I don't think I ever did.
No, no, I never found everything, even though I had the strategy guide. I couldn't figure out how to get to a few places. And it's just a case of like I didn't have the platforming skills to like bring the barrel all the way here and like throw it at this wall or uh, you know there's even one bonus level that's hidden behind another bonus level and you have to like time your jumps to hit the barrel that has flashing symbols on it and if you like forego all the other prizes and just hit the single banana on symbol on the barrel, then you can open up the second doorway that goes to the second hidden bonus level in that area. And that one only opens up once per game. So you only have like one shot to beat that bonus level. But even then, like if you find it and then you get it and then forget about it, like I did when I was replaying this, I tried to do it again and nothing happened. And be like, what
Oh,
was that? I thought that was a bonus level. Oh wait, I think I already got it.
oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember if you got everything, it would help you out a little by showing when you're on the map, there would be an exclamation point next to the name of the stage.
Oh, okay.
And that's kind of nice. But I do remember as a kid going, "Why is there an exclamation point at the stage name now?" and not having any fucking clue what was going on. Um, Another weird aspect about this game is, despite as fun as we're talking about it, there's one major weakness, and I would say that would be the boss levels. You,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think King K. Rule is the only fun, super fun boss level.
But
And
I don't know about that. But yeah.
do you have any you actually prefer?
I well it's not that King K rule is the only fun one, but I think some of the other ones are actually pretty cool. Like the Queen Bee. That one's a really cool fight. Because what you can do with Diddy Kong, if you got him, is you can just hold the barrel out in front of you and wait for the bee to rush you and charge you, and Diddy holding the barrel in front of him just takes the hit, and the barrel explodes, and the bee ends up getting wounded. And so you just have to like be patient and time it right for the bee to come around to you. Or if you're Donkey Kong, he holds the barrels above his head. And so what you do with that one is you have Donkey Kong grab the barrel and you jump at the right time to hit the bee as it's flying above you. I thought that kind of strategy was really cool. The design of the the oil, like the factory level, that boss
Yeah.
is just an oil drum that tries to slam down on top of you. You just have to dodge it for an amount of time. That one is kind of like, it's kind of a passive style kind of boss. The design of it's really cool, but what you have to do, just nothing, is kind of a boring boss in itself.
That is pretty much the most infamous boss because it's a mini gauntlet of enemies you've already beaten.
Yeah, yeah.
And, and of
Then
course
they,
it drops the quick claptraps, which are the two ones that everyone hates.
yeah. But then like also you've got other bosses. There's Neki, who's like this giant vulture head, and the fact that they like had to reuse some bosses just kind of shows that maybe they were kind of in a crunch and
Yeah.
couldn't design other ones in time for release. So like they just had to reuse some of them and change the colors. Same goes for Naughty and I forget his cousin's name, but like the
I think it was just very naughty. There was naughty and very naughty. I am pretty
like
sure.
Naughty, there was like really naughty and very naughty, the
That's
two of
it.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
is kind of a fun, cute name, but yeah, I kind of wanted to see one of the giant Kong Kremlins be
yeah.
a boss. That'd be fun.
Just
Um,
one of the big gray ones that you can't actually hit by jumping on them. Like
yeah,
not even Donkey Kong can kill them.
and they did make a boss version of that in the sequel.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
remember that.
and you were talking about the sequel as well as me. Like, oddly enough, a lot of people have the most nostalgia for the second one,
Yeah,
but you and I kind of said, yeah, the first one is the one we both played the most. So this is like our nostalgia trip for like out of the original DKC gun.
it totally is, and it's because like I had this one. I didn't have Donkey Kong Country 2 or 3, but I had this one, and I would go to a friend's house and they had the second one. I'd be like, okay, well, this is kind of cool. Dixie floats. This is neat. But I played 2 and 3 later in life, like when they came to the Wii, and I bought them there, and I don't know. I didn't feel like there was that much special about them.
Uh, I kind of agree.
Yeah.
I definitely can recognize uh the second one. They really got some fun ideas in level design.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think the level design is better in two for sure, but it is one of those cases of like, yeah, they had a lot to go on and they learned a lot from the first one.
Yeah.
It it's a natural progression.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, like
as
going back to like favorite levels, we haven't mentioned any of the factory levels yet, and like I loved those. Like the music was really cool, the design was really cool. You have like these fire barrels that are shooting fire, and you have to like time your jumps to avoid that. I loved this one, and so I have a vivid memory of being homesick one day and just playing the factory level over and over again because it made me feel better.
I do remember the one I remember the most, and the factory and the last level are the two worlds I have the least amount of memories of because I played them the least.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but the factory level where every all the lights go out is
Blackout basement. Oh
yeah,
yeah,
blackout basement is an anxiety ridden fun filled time that a I don't know gave us a danger kink or something. I don't even know how to describe uh just the weird feeling of you need platforming skills and then all the lights go out and there's that so glad this game doesn't have a timer on it.
yeah.
Otherwise, that level would be just so 10 times more frustrating. I think there might have been a timer once upon a time,
Hmm.
and then they built this level and went, you know what? Let's take that out of the game.
Well, the fact that they have bonus levels here too, like it really just allows you to explore these levels, and that's what's really important. That's what makes it special. This one though, Blackout Basement, it seriously tests your timing skills as well because and also like your platforming skills and paying attention to distances and control because the the lights flashing on and off are so frequent that you have to like anytime you actually want to jump, you have to do it in darkness at some point. Like either you're jumping when the lights are out or you're landing when the lights are out. And you just have to control Donkey Kong in the best way that you can to try and jump to a very small platform and without being able to see it. So you have to really be able to pay attention to where something is and then memorize where it is in that split second while the lights are out.
Yes. And the other level I remember in what is the name of the last world? Kremlin something?
Kremlin Caves.
Yes. The one I remember the
That's my guess.
most
I don't remember exactly,
yeah,
but yeah.
I think you're right. The one I remember the most out of that is the underwater level because it's so polluted.
Okay, so that's actually back in the factory levels.
Oh, that is back in
Yeah.
the factory levels.
Poison
Okay,
Pond. Poison
poison
Pond with
pond.
the green water was
Yeah,
again another extremely frustrating level that had a great soundtrack that was supposed to be very calming. But every once in a while, like I remember getting to the very end of that level and then a piranha comes zooming out of the side of the screen and hits Donkey Kong and I get killed. I'm like, no, no, I gotta go back. But it came so fast that I, of course, wasn't going to dodge it.
yeah. And another thing that it reminded me of, like every time you get hit and you die, the death music, that weird jingle,
Yeah,
uh, and the way the animations that Donkey and Diddy Kong kind of rubbing their faces, like
yeah.
that fucking hurt. And then just the popping sound of the balloon, the
Oh, yeah.
just pop, and it's a great example of like sound design done right because like you feel every time you die in that game
Hmm.
because the sound design just makes you go fuck son of a bitch ah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then like if you get a game over screen it's just Donkey and Diddy just like they got beat back in the side of an alley. They are bruised black eyes, just
Yeah,
it's devastating.
yeah.
uh
But yeah, no, the name of the actual last level, I looked it up. It is Chimp Caverns. That's what we were
oh
trying to
chip
think of. And
okay.
the first stage in that set is Tanked Up Trouble. And that was another one where you can see that they had this idea that they wanted to try out and they only used it once, where you're riding this platform that needs fuel and you have to grab the fuel tanks
That's
that
right.
supply the movement for this. And if it runs out, it just drops and you lose a life. But this is another one of those anxiety inducing levels because you see the lights start to go out on this platform and there are five. And when it goes from the first the first two that go out are green, and then they turn yellow when you get down to three out of five, and then when you get down to one, it turns red. Just that last light is red, and then it starts to blink out like on and off really fast when you're almost about to die, and that induces a lot of stress.
Yeah, I remember one part of that level. You need Donkey Kong, otherwise it's about to get really hard because two of the fat Kremlins will jump down from the ceiling,
Yeah,
and you don't have hardly any space or room to dodge them.
yeah.
Diddy can't do shit against them.
Well,
You
he
need,
can cartwheel through them, but
but
there's
that's
not
super hard.
space. There's
Yeah,
there's not enough space.
yeah, and you need to jump on their heads as Donkey Kong just to have a fucking chance at that
Yeah,
part.
yeah.
Uh, and speaking of jumping, they have a weird mechanic in this game. Do you know what I'm about to allude to?
Well, it is sort of like I don't remember what it was called, but it's like the rolling jump,
Yes. And the rolling jump just defies physics and it messes with your brain so bad
and
because
they like
you would
it feels like cheating, and
it
and I
does.
didn't understand what it was that you could do until like even like a couple of years ago. I was like, well, wait, what is this again? And then I had to watch a YouTube video of someone doing it, and I was like, oh, okay, that's weird, but like it's a mechanic they understood was possible in this game. And so you see like some of these collectibles that are in the bottom, like in pits, that
Yes.
you're going to die if you try and grab them conventionally. But if you end up like rolling off of a platform and then hitting the jump button, you just jump in midair, and that's how you get it.
Yeah. It's the most bizarre double jump I have ever seen in my life.
Well, it was like a double jump before there was double jump.
Yeah. And the fact that they understood it and they put it in the game just it blows my mind because it feels like they're taunting you. It's
Well,
like they know of a secret that you don't. Good luck figuring it out.
yeah, I feel like it was more like it was something that they discovered they could do while they were making the game, and like after they programmed in like the movement, the jumping mechanics, someone discovered they could do that, and they were like, oh, well, let's just leave it in there and let's put some of the secrets in places that you have to use this to get to.
Did you have any favorite animals in this game? The pairing buddies that you would just like ride?
Oh, that's a tough choice, but I'd have to say, I loved Ramby just because like he could just barrel through everything. But uh, Engard, I think that's his name. Uh,
One guard, yeah.
yeah, he's the water level animal. I loved just getting him and like just piercing every enemy out like on screen. That was great, and I thought it was hilarious how you can you can get one of the characters to start riding him, and the other one just sort of swims behind your character, and that's it. But then you can find a crate that has another Engard in it, and I always wondered like, why isn't Diddy jumping on that other
Yeah.
Engard? Come on, like take him. Let's take two. Come on,
Yeah. I think I really like the frog the most because
Winky. Yeah,
yeah, Winky, you can jump on the damn uh bees
yeah.
and that's just like, oh, revenge, yes. And there's something about just getting the height of that frog when you bounce off of it,
Yeah.
and it's just so much fucking fun.
You were talking about ASMR earlier. I think the sound of the bees dying is one of those where, like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Um, I have an interesting side story about Donkey Kong Country. Being the autistic gaming nerd I am, one of my most frequent themes of Halloween was video game characters.
nice.
I did Mario, Earthworm Jim, and a few others. One of them being Donkey Kong.
Oh.
And the funny thing is, the year I dressed up for Donkey Kong, in the same class, someone dressed up as a giant banana. Oh, it was too good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was cool because I got to wear that costume twice. Once on Halloween, and the other was like we had this event at the zoo, which was at night, and it was just all Halloween themed, and you would just walk around in costume, getting a little bit of candy, but it was more attractions and shit that was super cool. And yeah, I got to rock that costume twice.
Nice. Yeah.
Uh, we had this small drum my grandma got me when she went to Africa, and my mom like paper mache around it to make it look like a barrel too. So I'm like, yeah, that was really cool.
Nice. Yeah.
Uh, so do you have any like closing memories you want to talk about Donkey Kong before we head off?
Well, just the first time I remember getting to King K. Rule for the boss fight,
Oh
and
yes.
the the like I think the what had happened was like how it works is that he throws his crown at you, and that's your chance to jump on his head, and then it comes back like a boomerang, and he catches it again, and then he does something to like go from one side of the arena to the other. And the first time, what he does, he runs back and forth, and you have to jump over him. But every time he does one of these moves, the first time I saw it, I got killed, and so I really had to just learn by trial and error to finish him off finally. However, this game is, I think, the first instance that I remember, seeing uh, like a fake out in a sense. So he does this thing. He runs back and forth. He throws his crown. You jump on his head, and you do that 3 times, and that starts a new phase of the boss fight. And that changes what he does going from left to right or right to left on the screen. And so instead of running back and forth, now he just jumps up in the air and comes down on the other side. There are a bunch of cannonballs that fall from above the screen, and you have to dodge those. So you do that a second time, he goes down, and the credits start to roll. And I thought, like, cool, I beat it. All right. And then these short fake credits roll, and as a kid not paying attention to what's really going on, I was just like, okay, cool, I beat it. I put my controller down, and then he got up after the credits finished rolling. He got up and threw his crown again and knocked out Diddy Kong. And I only had Donkey Kong left. And I was like, what's going on? What? I pick up the controller, and he starts to hop. And those little hops are very hard to dodge. So he ends up killing Donkey Kong. I'm like, no, no, wait. And realizing I have to play again. Oh no. And it took more trial and error to figure out how to dodge King K. Rool's third phase, not knowing that there was going to be a third phase. Like the fake credits actually got me, because the credits at the end of video games in the Super Nintendo days were just showing you all of the enemies that were throughout the whole game and giving them all names. So the same kind of thing happens at the end of Super Mario World. And at the end of Donkey Kong Country, they do that. They do show you all of the names of the enemies. But after you've actually beaten it, these fake credits are just like, fake credits of like who did the sound, who did the level design, and they're all the Kremlin names. So if you're paying attention and you start reading these, you're like, what's going on? This is kind of weird. But okay, this is a weird end to the game, and it's not actually the end. But the fake out got me the first time, and it was so shocking that I was just like, what just happened? Like, was that wasn't the end? Oh my god! What about
Yeah.
you? Like,
I don't remember playing him the first time. I think by then it was spoiled for me what happens. But uh man, it is a classic tale around the internet for gamers on like the first time you try and beat King K. Rule way back in the day before it was spoiled for you.
yeah, yeah.
Just oh yeah, he ain't done. And a lot of it is everyone puts down their controller.
Well,
uh,
even if you put down your controller, like you don't have to put it down. You just have to be caught really off guard because he wakes up and throws his crown really fast. So
yes,
I don't remember if I even put it down, but I was just there relaxed,
yeah,
and that's how it got me.
and I think you're right. It's one of the first instances out of maybe RPGs where like it's a fake out, and yeah, super unique idea. It's
Yeah.
super fun. Oh man, I still love this game to this day. Did you ever play Tropical Freeze by chance?
Oh yeah, yeah. Tropical
Yeah,
Freeze was great.
yeah. And the HD Return Donkey Kong Country Returns just re-released on the Switch. I haven't picked that up yet, but oh man, those are. I can't wait to see if we get a new entry, and I hope we do soon. Tropical Freeze is over 10 years old. DKC is over 30 now. Way to make you feel old.
Yes,
And
thank you so much.
yeah. So Kevin, where can people find you?
So you can find me on a lot of social media outlets as the Portland Kevin. I run the PlayStation Plus Game Club through the Trophy Talk Network, and that's a monthly book club style show where we take one game from the PlayStation Plus library and just break it down and treat it like it's a book, and we go through everything like it's a book club.
Yeah, and you can find me here on Old Game Save, and as well as Finished Game Review. Me and Kevin keep talking back and forth on when we're gonna redo the Sonic episode. Hopefully soon. It probably will be either February or March, and things will backtrack on that. I'm still exploring formats on how to record. Hopefully, using this Zyncast will be the way. I really hope so, especially since it costs money. At least I get a free trial. So I am hoping that we did not just waste an hour of recording time. But all right, that's been it for Old Game Save. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you later.
Thanks, Jordan.